Hello guys, Happy New Year! I hope you can continue to keep your hopes high and try your best until next year. Anyways, for the GSSR worshippers to get the Golden Servant, may you get your target. Oh, what about me? When this video recording started, I hadn't done GSSR yet. However, when I do, I'll post the footage maybe in short form. Or maybe a long video, I don't know. But stay tuned. I actually wanted to keep today's video simple. It's been almost 7 years since my FGO account has been running, and I've never spoken ill of this game. Well, occasionally. But this time, I don't want to talk about the FGO game, but rather the GigaChad, Fujimaru Ritsuka, the main character. Many of you might have laughed at that. But don't worry, we will reveal how cool and badass our MC is. Please enjoy the video. Ritsuka Fujimaru, an ordinary young man with no magical experience, is summoned by the Chaldean security organization to become a master and prevent the extinction of humanity. Although initially clueless, Ritsuka gets involved in time travel to stop a disaster that threatens human civilization. From the appearance and design of this MC, he's really ordinary. There is nothing special. Even from his family, he didn't come from a magical family.
Muggle-borns. It's all Muggle-borns. It's Mugbloods. Muggle-borns.
He doesn't have any special powers in his family either, and maybe a little Magus blood. I mean, look at Kadok. He is supposed to be the mirror of Fujimaru. His skill is the same, his performance, everything. But he got one of the best designs in the series. What makes him a potential master in Chaldea is that he has a high level of compatibility with the ray shift in Chaldea. So the success rate of his time travel can be ensured to always be successful. That's it, that's all that was special about him. But for some reason, Chaldea exploded, and only Fujimaru, the potential master who could still move. Now, this is where GigaChad Fujimaru Ritsuka began to reveal his form. Even though his body is thin and doesn't have strong magic, Fujimaru is still trying to save the people left in the ray shift room. Yes, especially Mash, because he seemed to like Mash from the start. Well, how could you not? Anyway, Fujimaru tried to save Mash in the middle of a room that was already burning, collapsing, and exploding. After a while, he saw Mash, apparently crushed by a large boulder in the building. Fujimaru tried his best to lift the boulder by himself. Because the room was on fire, the boulder was hot. But this MC was still trying to lift it. You can see smoke coming out of his hands when Fujimaru tried to lift the rock. But because the rock was too big and Fujimaru was a mere human, his efforts were in vain. Here, Fujimaru chatted briefly with Mash, as if this was a normal situation. He wanted to have one last conversation with Mash like a normal couple. Even though Mash's body might have been crushed by the rock. Fujimaru held Mash's hand and was very much determined to die if he couldn't save her. However, as the ray-shifting process continued, Fujimaru was automatically registered as a master and transferred to Singularity F. What a badass.
But wait, there's more.
There is another epic moment in Singularity F. This moment happened in the manga. In the Singularity F, Fuyuki, a dark and creepy abandoned city, where the sound of weapons clashing echoed off the cold and creepy walls, a fierce battle took place. Meish, the great shielder, bravely faced off against the ruthless Medusa. Although Mash was tough and persistent, she was struggling, and it looked like she would lose because Medusa was so ferocious. Medusa, with her terrifying eyes and dangerous spear, continued to attack Mash, trying to penetrate her strong defenses. The air felt very tense as the fight became very serious, and everyone wondered if Mash could survive. The director in charge told Ritsuka Fujimaru, the master in command, not to interfere in the fight. But Fujimaru couldn't just watch his friend in trouble. Ignoring the director's words, Fujimaru ran to higher ground in the city, feeling extremely desperate. He found a giant rock upstairs, and even though he wasn't very strong, he used all his strength to lift it. Then, without fear, Fujimaru jumped down from a great height, and the giant rock came down with him. What a badass! There are many more epic moments of Fujimaru in FGO. However, the most iconic moment of this MC is when he faced the demon GOETIA. Fujimaru was once visited by GOETIA, who at that time was still disguised as King Solomon in the Okeanos Singularity. In the manga, when GOETIA was trash-talking like a villain's monologue, Fujimaru immediately interrupted his words with, "Why did you come here?" Of course, GOETIA was angry and quickly looked at Fujimaru with the intent to intimidate. But Fujimaru just stared coldly at GOETIA's eyes, not even the slightest fear. At the end of his battle in the singularity of the Temple of Time, he dared to face one-on-one with the demon GOETIA. Before Solomon took GOETIA's power, Fujimaru was already preparing to beat him up. This is because his beloved junior died shielding him. After Solomon launched his noble phantasm, GOETIA became weak. From there, Fujimaru, who was assisted by several servants, immediately beat him using Mash's shield. In another version, in the game, Fujimaru fought GOETIA alone without the help of other servants after being weakened by Solomon. Little by little, he pummeled GOETIA until GOETIA couldn't take it anymore. When GOETIA asked why Fujimaru kept fighting, Fujimaru gave the most humane answer that could be heard. To live. Even GOETIA was surprised, because Fujimaru wasn't even fighting to save humanity or for righteousness. He was fighting because he still wanted to live. And after all that, he came face to face with GOETIA, who had turned human. Although much weaker than his demon form, he was still GOETIA. Fujimaru had a hand-to-hand fight with him before the destruction of the singularity and managed to win. I'll say it again. What a badass! In the end, no matter how weak humans are, their potential is not zero. I think that's it for this video. Subscribe if you like videos like this. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday. Bye guys!